Okay, welcome to this week's episode of Luv Subbin, and we are on our Thanksgiving trip.
Right, we're so excited. This is our first rest stop after 3 days of towing.
Yeah, so we're in South Carolina right now at a Corps of Engineers campground called Twin Lakes, which is awesome, and we'll show you around a little bit.
It is beautiful, and the weather is just perfect fall weather.
So we're going to take you along on our trip here, show you our adventures as we head down for our Thanksgiving trip, but we're also going to talk a little bit about how we plan our trips.
Right, and this one was sort of spur of the moment, and because we were not thinking that we would get certain reservations, and we did, so we sort of planned our trip around that.
This is what we call a cancel campground. So we are in Pendleton, South Carolina, which is about 5 miles south of Clemson University, and it's a home game Clemson football weekend.
Right.
And I am absolutely convinced that if we had planned this 3 months ago, a month ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, this place would have been completely booked. We talked to a local, and they're like, this place is absolutely booked.
Right, they were totally
surprised.
surprised.
Clemson home games.
They were totally surprised that we got anything.
But we made this reservation for Saturday on a Thursday, 2 days beforehand. And that's what we call the canceled campground. And it's a great way to plan your trip.
So it pays to check again and again for a campground that you really want to get into.
Right, 24 bucks a night, and we'll take a look at our view as well as some of the perfect views.
Right, there's some spectacular campsites here.
Right, and you can't beat it. They say even it's close enough to Clemson University that you can hear the fans cheer in the stadium.
Right, it's just right over there. So
yeah, so
we'll show you around.
And you see here, our campground is gorgeous. It's right, we can see we've got a water view. Yeah, it's just an absolutely gorgeous campground to pick up 2 days beforehand. You can see it's a little, let's see there with the sun, but the truck is kind of at a steep angle there, but no big deal. So let's go ahead and look at some of these other perfect campgrounds. 30, 50 amp, water, pretty good, huh, see?
Right, and I just want to make a little comment about some of these campgrounds is that coming in after dark, probably not your best idea, especially if you have a really kind of odd back end. So keep that in mind in the late fall season when the light goes away very early in the night.
Right, we backed up in the dark at Pocahontas State Park just south of Richmond.
And that was one of our favorite things to do.
Probably only the third time in 19 years we've backed up in the pitch black, but we did it.
Right. So check out this campground. This is site number 73, Corps of Engineers Campground. And if you don't remember, we did a video on that a couple months ago. $18 a night in Ohio. It was a beautiful site. This is
technically it was in Indiana.
Oh, I thought it was in Ohio.
Nope.
All right, $18 a night. It was in Indiana, and it was a gorgeous, gorgeous campsite. This rivals this as well, and it's $24 a night, and you cannot beat the view.
Yeah, this is really sweet. Look at how it's flat, nice surface. Look at that. Imagine having a fire right there.
And just right over there is the Clemson University Stadium where you can hear all the action going on during the game.
Yeah, and you can see as far as the other amenities here, we've got a nice little beach, right?
Right, a little playground.
Yeah, Corps of Engineers, again, you rock it. So after an uneventful tow day, which are the kind of tow days we like.
It was actually a gorgeous tow day. Very nice, mild weather.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we're going to have that tomorrow too, huh? Well, we are docked and chalked at Skidaway Island State Park, just outside of Savannah, Georgia.
And it is absolutely gorgeous here. We were going to say, well, is it worth it to try to get here? And yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a tough park to get into. The reservations come long in advance. It's sold out.
And we doing our last minute cancellation camping.
Yep, there was one site available, and I see one more open site, but everything else is pretty much booked when you drove in.
Right.
There was a sign that said all campsites full, so that one empty site over there looks like it's going to fill up pretty soon. But
it could. I mean, people are coming in as we speak.
Yeah, it's a. So anyway, this is one we've been wanting to go to for a long time, so we'll check things out here.
And we're going to. Oh.
Looks pretty standard.
Yeah, and we're going to stay hitched up for the night because we're always here
Kind of, sort of, semi-hitched up. I did drop it off the ball because we were nose down just a little bit.
We were slightly unlevel, but it's a pull-through site, so that makes it easier.
Yep, we'll be out of here quite early tomorrow, so off to Fort Wilderness. So let's go ahead and check things out a little bit, and let's see what we got here. We can see we've got a nice, as we pan around, a kind of a elevated pad with the picnic table and fire ring.
Right.
It's a sandy surface, 50 amp water pull through. They call it the horseshoe pull through, which we'll see.
Right, it's super nice.
Let's go look around.
Very wide.
We're just here for the night. It's 4:30 p.m. and you might say, well, why are you hooking up? Why don't you just run off the batteries, run off the water tank? And we could do that, certainly, but first of all, why discharge the batteries? Why put that stress on the batteries when you can let the converter run the 12-volt system? So you're really not messing with the batteries at all. Batteries don't like that charge-discharge cycle, so why subject it to them? Same thing with the water pump. Why run the water pump, cycle it on, cycle it off, when you don't have to? That's using equipment you don't need to. That's extra wear and tear when you don't have to. So yeah, for just a couple of minutes we'll hook up, even if we're here for the night. Now if we were at a Harvest Host or actual boondocking where the services weren't available, sure, we'd use them. But when they're available, we use them, even if it's just for one night.
Plus it gives us an outlet inside to charge our devices as well.
Other bonus as well, all the 110s work. Yep.
Absolutely. All right, this is site number 63, and I just think this is really especially pretty. I mean, look at the sun on the trees, and it just almost looks like a fake movie set, I think. So, absolutely gorgeous. So, one little downside to this park as we were coming in, even though the roads themselves are in pretty good condition, I've been noticing there were a lot of bumps because of these huge trees, that the roots are coming in through the roads and causing these uneven areas. And so you have to be careful and make sure you don't get too wobbly. Plus the roads are fairly narrow as well. So this is an interesting campsite. I'm wondering if maybe a little gator or something might crawl out at you while you're at your campfire at night. I think you might have to keep watch for that. We are in absolute, utter shock.
Holy Toledo.
Nothing ever has happened to us ever like that.
So we're on I95 South.
Just passed into Florida.
And you can see the truck in front of us that Cindy's going to pan around to show.
Right.
Which she's going to pan around to show. He
abruptly switched lanes.
Very abruptly.
Very abruptly.
So,
and we didn't know why.
Not knowing why, abruptly switched lanes, figuring he knew something. It was
maybe there was something in the road that he was dodging or something like that.
And there was a car doing 100 miles an hour the opposite direction.
Going against the traffic.
If I had not followed that truck, we would have slammed into that guy
head on.
With about 160 knot closure rate.
Head on collision.
And let me tell you something, this is also why, you know, when people talk about having your rig properly set up, I mean, I threw this Airstream over. When that guy flew over, because I couldn't see anything because it's a truck.
Right.
I flew this Airstream into the second lane, and she just tracked beautifully. So that F-150 and that Equalizer's 4-point sway control hitch performed exactly like it should.
That was insane.
Wow. I mean, that, and just as I went into the center lane,
it flew past.
That truck, it was a black Nissan something or other, flew past us. And never seen anybody going the wrong way on any freeway.
On any freeway. I mean, not much less going at that speed. I am still shaking about that.
I know, I'm like, holy Toledo, but I'm still kind of...
Well, I'm still shaking. I can't even believe I saw what I saw. So...
All right.
Thank this truck in front of us here.
Yeah, that's the truck there that swerved like a banshee, and my reaction was just to swerve right behind him, because I just figured there was something in the road.
Right, but if he was swerving that fast to get out of the way, we decided we were going to swerve that fast as well. So, good thing we did. Oh my goodness.
Alright, we are entering our first ever Buc-ees!
Oh my gosh, we're so excited. This should be awesome. We don't really need gas, but we're gonna fill up a little bit anyway, just to get the full experience. Look at how many.
Okay, it sounds super stupid that we're excited about a gas station, but we are. We've been hearing about Buc-ees for quite some time. They're primarily in Texas, in that area.
Yep.
But they just opened this one in Florida. And these things are huge. Some of them have upwards of 140 pumps, I think.
Right. This one doesn't look that big.
But it's big.
It's pretty big, though.
And what's crazy is a lot of people talk about the food, the Buc-ee nuggets, the brisket, the sandwiches. So I think we're going to go ahead and check this place out and see what it is.
Yeah, we're going to see what it is.
See what all the hype's about. All right, let's go on inside. All right, see, what's your snack? Oh, come on, pork rinds again?
Yeah, again.
Big fan, aren't you?
Yep, we'll give them a try compared to the other ones. So what are you getting?
Yeah, I don't even know what these are. But you have to buy them for some reason. So we're gonna pick up some beaver nuggets.
Okay.
And I've got a chopped brisket sandwich. Somebody's got some stuff. I think we're ready to go.
All right.
And that's just kind of interesting looking at our tire monitor. You can see the effect of just sitting here parked at the Buc-ees with one side of the truck in the sun, just sitting there without the cool air cooling it. And the other side, much cooler. That's why it's not so much, you have to really understand what's going on with your tire pressure. You know, if I was driving down the road and one tire was at 111 and all the others were at 77, I'd be pretty nervous. But because we're sitting here, the ones in the sun are the hot ones. I pretty much know what's going on and I'm not too concerned about it. We'll keep an eye on it as we always do, but just an interesting tidbit for those watching their tire pressures.
So how is that Buc-ee's brisket sandwich?
Spectacular. I mean, look at that. That is just pure deliciousness. It smells wonderful. You know, there's not a lot of, I don't know, we'll have to drive around and see if there's a place to eat nicer than inside the truck, like a little picnic area. Buc-ee's, if you're listening, that's a good idea. But yeah, it's really, really good. Let's try one of the, what'd you get? What are these?
Those are like little snack onion rings things. Funyuns, maybe?
Oh yeah, better than Funyuns.
Because they're from Buc-ee's. Awesome. So we ended up with a couple bags of snacks. Yep, we're looking forward to it.
Before we head off to Fort Wilderness.
Right.
After our near-death experience.
Oh my goodness.
We're just glad to be here.
Right.
So if you like this video,
give us a big thumbs up.
And if you think we've earned a subscription, click the subscribe.
And comment below if you've been to a Buc-ee's and what you liked about it.
Because we come out with RV and Airstream related videos just like this one every Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.